All right. Our next presenter is Leigh Goldstein, a trading director at 10minutetrades.com. Leigh has over 10 years of experience trading futures with a focus on news and event-driven markets. He'll be introducing the Magnet strategy designed to trade around market opens, closes, and major news events with consistency. So everyone, please welcome Mr. Leigh Goldstein.
Okay, can you hear me? Testing
We
one,
can hear
two.
you.
All right, good. Hey, you're scaring me calling me Lay. It's like it's like
Is it Leigh or Leigh?
it's Lee.
It is Leigh. All right.
We've been
Sorry.
doing this long enough, Anthony.
I've always been wanting to call you Leigh because I worked with a Leigh for a long
Yeah,
time, but for
no
some
problem.
reason yeah.
If I
Thanks
told
for
you
being
all
here.
the different things people called me my whole life, leg and la,
Like,
it's kind of crazy. All right, I'll get
yeah.
started. Thanks for the invite and thanks for the thanks for getting started. All right. So I want to say hello to everybody. It's usually I'm early on Saturdays. I usually like to go early, but today I'm late, and I know there's just one more after me. So everybody must be tired, trying to figure out which system is the best for you. So I'm just going to talk about our new software today. We have a product called the Magnet Strategy that I'm really excited about. It's something new that my members want to kill me because it hasn't been released yet. Something we've been working really hard on. And it is literally, I hope, no more than a week or two away, or people literally going to come to my house and murder me because we've wanted to get this out at the end of the year. And it's just, we've added a lot of features to the software, and it's been a more complicated upgrade than we thought, but it's going to be worth it. And I want to talk about what magnets are, why they always work, and why usually in trading you never use the words always and never. But with magnets, we can use the word always, and I'm excited about it. So, my name is Leigh Goldstein. I'm the trading director for 10 Minute Trades. Please remember, you can lose money trading futures. Everybody should know that. Trade carefully. Don't trade your mortgage money until you know what you're doing anyway. At 10 Minute Trades, we trade using the NinjaTrader platform. We are a NinjaTrader partner. That means they've done some vetting about us, that we are an honorable company. We trade futures, and our software installs into the NinjaTrader platform. At 10 Minute Trades, we have a system. What we do is very systematic. We are a news trading company, but really, when you expand it, we trade news, we trade fast moving events, we trade market opens. So we don't, almost anything you trade anyway is news, right? I mean, something causes the market to move. So much of what people trade is news trading. Sometimes you don't even know it. But it's important to know it so you don't get stuck in the market when a news release is coming out and it destroys a trade. So no matter what, it's very important to know about news. And everybody should go to our website, 10minutetrades.com, and sign up for our free video, how to find your own 10-minute trades. Because if you do that, we'll give you our free schedule. We'll send it to you every week. And we call our schedule the WMM, the Weekly Market Movers. We have a system that has 4 major elements. Weekly Market Mover, Daily Market Movers are the trade reports. Our trade room access is element number 3. And then, of course, our software. Our software is made up of a lot of different setups. We've got the news trader strategy, the magnet strategy, and our trap trade strategy. Inside the news trader are 3 major strategies that we use. The breakout or spike trading, which everybody knows what that means. Put an order above and below the current price. The news comes out, the price explodes, and you wind up hopefully having a really nice profit. Let me show you a spike trade because we had a great spike trade at the beginning of the week. In January, the WASDE report, which is a grain report, comes out together with the quarterly grain report. They trade together every January, and they're very often an excellent trade. What's fascinating is because of what's been going on with tariffs and China not buying soybeans, Finally, they bought some soybeans a few months ago after a year of not buying soybeans, but the WASDE report and the quarterly grain report is definitely affected by the amount of trade and the tariffs regarding China because they were one of our biggest customers. And we're starting to see these grain reports moving in a more volatile way now that soybean sales are starting to happen again. The WASDE report, you could see there was a big explosion. It went to the short side, pulled us into the market. Every single person in our trade room made money on this trade. And this is how the trade happens. Let me show it to you. The actual trade itself was at noon on Monday. And you could see on the right, I was trading soybeans in a prop account. On the left, I was trading corn in our cash account. And we made over $400 in cash and the same in our prop account on the soybeans. And like I said, every single person in the trade room made money on that trade. We have a setup. We send our members the setup. That's called our daily market mover. That's our setup. And as long as you just followed our setup that morning, and we've been trading this event for as many years as I've been working for 10-minute trades. It's 8 years now we've been trading the WASDE and the quarterly grains report. It's been one of our best trades. And we have a setup for it. And we send the setup the day before the event. It's part of our system. That's how we do things. The day before the news, we send our members reports on many of the events we're going to trade the next day. So the elements of our system, the weekly schedule, the daily trade reports, trade room access, and of course our software. This is a sample of what our weekly schedule looks like. And the weekly schedule has the important events that we believe will move the markets in the upcoming week. And these are the futures markets. And we have our time of the event, the time that our trade room opens, because our trade room, we leave it open all week so people can bounce in and out of the room, talk to each other. But the trade room is active at very specific times, and those times are around the news. So you can see on the weekly schedule when our trade room is active, what event we're trading, possibly the instruments we're considering to trade, and then we also show if we're going to stream that day on YouTube, which event. And then we have something called watch mode. A watch mode is a mode where it might be an event we're not trading, we're just keeping an eye on it. Maybe we traded it before. Maybe we're thinking of trading a new event that's looking good. But watch mode usually means it's something we're keeping our eye on, not necessarily trading. This is an example of our daily market mover, our trade reports. And many of our trade reports, we have a couple of different styles of trade reports. We have deeper dive and we have smaller trade reports. This is a deeper dive where it has a mini journal, the last 6 trades and what happened. It also has a setup that we're considering using that day. It has up to 2 years of history, tick movement, things of that sort. Of course, the instrument we're trading, and then some commentary about the event. And there might be a second or third way that we're going to trade the event. So our trading system, you might have a report, you might have a news report that moves the MNQ, it might move the RTY, and it might move bonds. So we are studying the event and figuring out which is the best instrument to trade, and then we create our setups around what we feel is the best instrument. And sometimes it's tricky. Sometimes reports are inconsistent, where maybe 1 month the MNQ was great, maybe 1 month the YM was great. So it's our goal always to try and trade the best of the best events, the events that are consistent, week in or month in or quarter in, over and over. Some are weekly reports, quarterly reports, monthly reports. Our goal is not to look at so much technical analysis. we're looking at the way events behave. And we study the way they behave, and over, month after month, we are deciding which events to trade by the ones that behave the best. And when I say behave, if a report goes in one direction most of the time after the news is released, then that report most probably would be a spike report or a breakout. If a report chops around and reverses a lot, then that report might be what we call a trap trade. We have a very specialized type of a reversal trade. One of the events that we do a lot of trap trades on, FOMC and US retail news. And this is what a trap trade looks like. This was existing home sales, which is another one of our trades that we use a trap trade. So what we do in a trap trade, we put our orders on the chart 5 seconds before the news comes out. And if you watch on the right side, let me get it right before the news came out. Right on the right side, we have 2 orders above the current price, the orange arrow, 2 orders below the current price, and with a trap trade, when the news comes out, if the price shoots up, we go short. If the price shoots down, we buy the market, and we expect to make our money as the market changes direction. This particular trade on the right, existing home sales, we got filled to the short side. Price reversed. It went up first, filled us short, and when it finished moving to the short side, we took some profit. Then what happens, very often, sometimes it will change direction, go back in the original pop, which in this case was long. You could see this one, we actually left some money on the table because it went down, it went up first, put us in short, then it went down, and then it took us out of the market, and then it went down again. And sometimes that happens. But it was a very, very nice, profitable trade. It popped up first, put us in the market short, it changed direction and went short, and that's where we made our profit. And then, at that point, maybe we'll take a second trade using a different feature in our software. We have quite a few different setups that let us trade at the exact moment of the news and around the news. After the news is over, there are many opportunities. And one of the big things that we've programmed into our magnet, the new magnet strategy, is trading after the news. Inside of our magnet strategy, we have a whole full-blown signal trading system that helps us trade after the news. One of the things we've seen is these tremendously reliable reversals that we see, especially after new highs and new lows are being made. And our magnet system takes advantage of those reversals. So the key to what we do, however, is we trade on a schedule. We trade around news or at the news. And we call our trading system appointment-based trading. It's a time-based, pre-planned approach to the market. You can schedule your trades up to a month in advance, and we have different categories that trigger our trades. High impact economic reports, GDP, jobs reports, existing homes, big company earnings reports. Let me show you a great earnings report, because what's coming up this week? Netflix earnings. So earnings season is just getting ready to start heating up, and we trade a lot of the big tech earnings, and we make very nice money on these trades. Now remember, we're not trading the stock. We're trading the earnings using futures. One of our favorite earnings trades, United Health. They release their earnings very reliably every quarter. They release their earnings 5 minutes to 6 in the morning. We all get up early and we're all in our trade room nice and early. Our software creates a range trade. What happens is we put orders above a range, below a range, and when the earnings come out, it causes the instrument we're trading to burst. most often in a very strong one directional burst with United Health. We've been trading this event for years. And you could see we were trading the YM. It burst in one direction when the earnings came out. We were able to move our stop into a safe position and then trail. If it didn't hit our second target, in this case, it hit our second target for a very nice multi-hundred earnings winner. And what's great is we were done in that trade in less than a minute, and it was 5 to 6 in the morning. But that's earnings trading futures. We study major earnings trades and we find which instrument, which future is being affected the most by the earnings. Apple, of course, would be the NQ, Amazon, the NQ. United Health, we trade the YM because that moves the best. And then category number 3, market opens and closes. Every morning we are in our trade room. We trade the market open. We trade the U.S. market open, the oil market open. And then sometimes, in particular, when we trade earnings in the afternoon, we'll trade the market close. And those are also very nice setups that we have. And again, we go over those setups in our trade rooms and we teach our members how to take these setups using our software in the trade room. There's hundreds of these triggers that are inside these 3 major categories. There's literally hundreds of events. We find these events on the various free calendars like Forex Factory, investing.com. Those are the places that we're looking for our events. If you've never been to forexfactory.com, they have a weekly calendar where they list all the events and they color code them by importance. We have vetted all these events over the years. So we know which the best events are to trade. We go over them with our members, and we also used a website called investing.com. And again, we teach our members how to find events, how to study the events, how to look up extra data about the events. And it's a fantastic way to trade. We love trading on a schedule. So we teach you how to find the trades, and then we show you how to trade them. And we do the same thing with earnings. We have an earnings site that we use, earningswhispers.com. They have a great earnings calendar. They list the important earnings trades that are coming up. And we explain to our members, these are the things you want to look for when you're looking for the good earnings trades. You know, we want companies that have billions of dollars in revenue. We want companies that release their earnings on a regular time frame. In other words, you can't trade earnings if one quarter they release their earnings at 6 a.m. and the next quarter at 7:30 in the morning. There are many companies that release their earnings over and over at the same time, and those are the main ones that we use. And then the fourth calendar that we use that we really enjoy is a calendar called Financial Juice. They have a Squawk Box, and it isn't free, but it's worth signing up for if you're a news trader. They have something they call Voice News. So, and we listen to the news being released in our headset. They talk it, and that is a great way to trade the news. It helps you not have to leave your charts to look at text, but you're hearing the news in your headset. It makes it a great addition to trading events, trading the news, listening to what's going on during the trading day. Let's be honest, with everything that's going on, maybe a tweet's being made, maybe somebody, a Fed head saying something. You want to know what's going on because it's going to affect your trades. So whether you trade the news or not, if you spend 1 month with us, it'll make you a safer and a smarter trader. So that's something I would highly recommend. Spend a month with us at least and learn about keeping yourself safe as a trader. The way that we trade, you can trade the news in prop accounts. You got to make sure you choose the right companies. Not every company lets you trade right at the moment of news, but more and more are allowing it these days. And we teach our members what companies we like the best, and we have a great community. In our community of traders, in our trade room, people do an unbelievable amount of sharing, and that is like the key part of becoming a good and successful trader. Sharing your setups, sharing your learning. Things you do wrong. If you don't have a place where you can share, it's really hard to just trade all by yourself in your room, and it's lonely. So being part of a community is a great way to trade. It's a great way to learn, certainly if you're a new trader. And we love our community. We have really nice people, and they all really share well. A lot of people, the person that went before me was talking about how he made money on silver. A lot of our traders are actually trading the silver open in the morning. We trade the gold open at times. It's really great to be part of a community where people share their setups. No one company can supply everything and all there is to know about trading the market, and that's why it's so important to be part of a bigger group. So just quickly, our software strategies, our custom add-ons to NinjaTrader. We have multiple setups, reversals, breakouts, trap trades, earnings trades, discretionary trades, automated trades, semi-automated trades. There's many, many different ways that we can trade. And our software is what I call it, it's called a super ATM. It's an automated trade management program. So what does that mean? You know how when you load up a platform and they have a programming language in that platform, and that language controls whether your trailing is on or if your trailing is off. And a lot of times it's complicated to learn that language. Well, our software can replace that necessity for learning the language. Our software essentially takes the place of the internal ATM of NinjaTrader. So I call it a super ATM. Well, let's get into the magnet, because this is, kind of a short presentation. Let me tell you what is a magnet and why we love our strategy so much. Now, we've had version 1 of the strategy for the past year, and it's been a fantastic strategy. But magnets when we were trading news over the years, we always noticed that news tends to pop to certain levels or drops to certain levels. And just in general, when you're looking at charts, certain levels are always getting tested over and over all day long. Every instrument that you like trading, magnets are coming up on the chart. And we realized that these levels are getting tested over and over. And then, of course, we did some research. Why are these price levels acting as magnets all the time? It has to do with so many traders are putting their orders at the same areas, and those orders they're like pulling price into the areas. And those areas of price, especially where lots of traders put their orders, act as magnets. So let me show you what I mean when I say a magnet. So we have any instrument can be a magnet. One magnet, very popular magnet, is the high of day. High of day, low of day is my favorite magnet to trade. Every instrument has high of day and low of day magnets on the chart. They get tested multiple times during the day. So our magnet strategy, it's not just a once and done, it's a multiple time of day trade. Also, other magnets where traders are constantly putting their orders, the VWAP. We have a specific setup that targets the VWAP. We have specific setups that target the PP, and also the 6 p.m. market open the day before the day you're trading. That's a magnet also. So the VWAP is a great place to trade around. The high of day, low of day. In this particular example, I was trading the high of day, low of day, and one of my favorites over the years has been gold. I love trading gold futures. So our software automatically puts the entry lines on the chart, and then basically with a magnet trade, you set your trade up, you put your orders into the software, how many ticks do you want, but our software automatically targets position number 1 3 ticks away from the magnet. So what I believe is get out before the magnet is hit for target 1, and then target 2 is a bigger target. If you burst through the magnet and keep going, keep making a new high, then you have a bigger target number 2. So in this trade, I was just simply targeting the magnet, which is the green line above the heavy line, and it was gold, and I was just we were in an upward trend, and we have ways that we teach our members to look at trend. When the price goes through the order line on our chart that our software puts on the chart, we get filled long, and now you're just waiting for price to keep pulling to the magnet, which it does so often. It's going to burst, hit our target, and the magnet trade will be over. Watch. Here it goes. That's it. Another winning magnet trade. Let me show you another one. That was gold. Then we also have plenty trading that we do with oil. Oil is another magnet. Any instrument can be a magnet trade. This was a short oil trade, and it was after the oil news report, the storage report. Our software automatically puts the magnet on. Now, deciding to trade the magnet is discretionary. You're looking at the charts, you're seeing that the price is getting ready, what looks like to make a new low, and you can then put the magnet on. The magnet can be automated. In other words, it could trade automatically, or it can give us an alert, a purple blink and an audio alert of the magnet button, and you can then press a button to enter the trade. So you can enter a magnet trade either fully automatically or completely discretionary. And that's something I love about this style of trading. It's not, sometimes you're going to get signals, and signals don't always work. And I love robots. Our magnet strategy now does have a lot of elements of a robot, but I love robots that work best with intervention. Because what we've discovered over the year, and what most of us know, is robots need reconfiguration. I've never seen a robot that works over and over and over and over and never stops working. But one beautiful thing about magnets, low of day magnets, I think I can comfortably say will work forever. You'll never have to reprogram the low of day or the high of day magnets. And the reason for that is till the end of time, people are going to look at the low of day and the high of day as being an important area on the chart that price is going to go through. So that's the reason magnets are great. We found these levels. These levels get tested over and over and over, and our software takes advantage of those tests. So think of it this way. A magnet is simply just an area on the chart where price is going to exit. And that's where your trade is going to exit. So if we have a magnet trade, here's another trade. This is micro gold. You could trade any futures instrument. Micro gold is getting ready to make a new high. And gold, as you know, has been making unbelievable new highs for so long now. It's at all-time new highs. Gold is in an insane bullish run. So we didn't get filled yet, and that's the beauty of the magnet. You have the ability to move your order entry line so that if you want to get filled closer to the high of day, you can move the heavy line so you don't get filled until you're closer. You can use a little bit of market structure to help you decide where you're going to put your entry. Okay? This is another perfect magnet trade. High of day. It's going to be tested. We're going to get filled at that heavy line. And there it goes. Watch. It's going to go through this trade, this particular video. I didn't finish recording, but trust me, whether you believe me or not, that price went through and created another magnet. We teach you how to set up your charts. We have a special way that we like to set up our charts. The new magnet strategy that we'll be distributing will include all the indicators that we use. There will be a chart template so that you can just load the template in and your charts will virtually be set up in about a minute or two. And we also teach you how to set up your charts because we think it's important. if you know what you're doing, you're going to do much better. You always want to be in control of your own destiny. So again, what triggers a magnet trade? What triggers the magnet trade is all of these price levels where orders are sitting, the trend. We teach you how to look at trend. So you're not going to want to take a short on gold if gold is down $100 unless there's very specific reversal strategies that are coming into play. Otherwise, you're going to try to trade in the direction of a trend. And there are elements and there are indicators that are free also. You don't have to spend a lot of money at all to figure out what the current trend of the market is. So we trade market opens, magnets at market opens, and our new software has a lot of new targeting features. So, and we have something in our new software called the ARS system. So unfortunately, the markets are not open today. But this is a replay chart. If you notice here, our charts are very, very simple to look at. Let me grab the control panel here. This is just a NinjaTrader playback. I'll put the charts on so it almost seems like time is passing. But I'm going to move time up to like 8 in the morning. All right, just 8 in the morning is a great time. In my opinion, it's one of the times of day that we trade a lot because a lot of news comes out at 8. So a couple of things that we've done in our new magnet. We've made it so that most of our choices can be made right on the NinjaTrader chart trader. If you want to trade the high of day, low of day, you just choose high of day, low of day. Here's our orders. That's where my order is going to be entered in. Here's the high of day up here. If I want to enter in the low of day, if I want to enter above the PP, for instance, I can move my order above certain pivots. It's very, very easy to place your orders for various magnets. There's magnets all over the chart. We've got the VWAP in the middle. We've got PP down here. Those are popular magnets that very often will get tested. I have the ability to scroll through our different setups. I can turn the high of day, low of day off, and then we still get our trading signals. If you're one of the popular levels that we trade is the VWAP. VWAP and high of day are important levels that are always getting tested. So we have built into our magnet software, we call it the VWAP signals. And when the VWAP gets tested and it then reverses off the magnet, we generate a trade signal for entering an opposite direction trade when the VWAP is tested. And we do the exact same thing when the high of day is tested. So we have a full-blown trading system inside our magnet trading system. It's really more than, it's 2 full trading systems in one. You have all your magnet trading, and then you have your after the magnet trade is over. We have those trades. It's very, very powerful, but easy to follow system, because look how clear the charts are. We really believe that the key is to have very clear, not confusing charts so you can see and make a decision as to whether or not you might want to take a trade. Now, this was a morning, was the other day, January 16th, and we were getting ready to trade news. It might have been CPI or PPI, I'm not sure, but we almost always are interested in trading the magnet. We also, in the morning, in our market open trade, every morning we trade YM magnets. The YM very often at 9 o'clock in the morning is in between the high of day and the low of day. And then when the market opens, the YM goes and tests those levels. So the magnet strategy takes advantage of the testing of those price levels. That's what our magnet strategy is. And again, because so many of those levels have orders sitting around them, it tends to pull price into those areas. It's a fantastic, fantastic way to trade. And again, as I was saying, we have a system called the aftershock reversal squeeze built into our magnet. And we also have a way of trading just signals. Also, in that trading signal system, you can tell the system, take less signals, make the market work a little bit harder, and change the frequency of the signals. But just looking at a random chart, we got a short signal here that was beautiful. We got a long signal here that was good. And now we have a short signal, and I don't know if it's going to work. I'm going to speed this up to be pretty quick, just out of curiosity. Let's see if it worked. And look, any signal system, you're going to do yourself a big favor by understanding time of day, understanding trend, understanding if it makes sense to take a signal at that time. And those are things that we teach our members how to decide what signals are good, what signals are not as good. And that's what you base your trading on. Anybody that tells you a signal system is perfect and will always be winning is just not being honest. And the best thing you can do is have a signal system and understand why signals get generated so you can make an intelligent decision about whether or not you might want to take a signal. My personal favorite signals are the signals that are based around the high of day and the low of day. They are, in my opinion, the most reliable signals that we see. When the market is done making a new high or a new low, particularly on gold or the MNQ or the ES, it very often does incredible reversal trades, and our software gives those signals to take those reversals. And we call that the ARS system, and it's part of our Magnet 2.0. And we are really excited about it. It's been a hard job to get this software finished because we've added a lot of features to the software. So let me get back to the area in my slides. The time is almost over. And I know it's very hard to know in a short presentation, is this what you want to learn about? Is this what you want to make an investment in? So we always make a great offer to everybody that comes and spends time with us on Traders Corner. So I'm going to make that great offer again. Take a trial with us. If you're not sure that you want to trade news, or you're not sure you understand what the magnets are, take our trial. Here's the deal. Spend all of our upcoming news earnings, which are coming up this week. The great earnings are starting. Join us for all of our trade rooms, everything that we give our full-blown members. All of our software, all of our trade reports, all of our trade room appointments. You can be part of all of this trap trade software, everything that we sell. Magnets are fantastic for trading in prop accounts because they're very consistent trades. This is a final trial opportunity. It's going to expire Sunday at midnight. Just $20.26 for 30 days. Our only rule is you have to be a new member. You have to be a new member to take our trial. We have a special link for folks that aren't new. I'll post it into the chat in a minute. But www.gopro25.com. You can join us for 30 days for $20.26. Join us and make 2026 a great year for you. Learn about magnets. Learn about our signal system. So join us at www.gopro25.com. It expires Sunday, this offer. If you love us, and most people love us and stay, our monthly full-blown membership is only $97 a month, and you can cancel at any time. Just send us an email. It's not a big deal. Here's what you get. Every news trading software that we have, all of our software suite, the magnet trade, the bracket trade, spike trading. We'll teach you everything about appointment-based trading in our trade room. We'll teach you how to create a schedule for trading. We'll teach you how to do the earnings trades. The earnings trades are some of the best trades that we take every quarter. We just love our earnings trades. Broadcom will be coming up soon. This member made over $800 trading Broadcom. Look at the way it exploded. This is an exploding candle, and many of the earnings trades, that's what's happening on these trades. And we're showing our members how to trade these events using futures. These are all the things you get. I will guide you step by step. I'm in the trade room every day teaching our members how to use our software with these setups. So just $20.26 for 30 days. If you need help, or if you want to cancel your subscription, help at 10minutetrades.com. So please make your way over to www.gopro25.com. Join me in the trade room. The trial's going to expire Sunday night at midnight. Let me see if we have any questions here. The magnet trades are used after the New York Open, or is it looking? Okay, so David's asking a good question. Are you looking at the previous day, high of day, or are you looking at today's? Now, David, normally we're looking at today's high of day, but there's no reason that if you find that magnets are working at the previous high of day, which I believe they probably will. The key with magnets are enough people looking at that level to make it pull the price so it bursts. That's the key, or one of the keys about choosing the best magnet levels. I do believe that previous high of day and previous low of day would be good magnets. We just have enough magnets we're already trading that we don't really need to use those. But you can certainly, if you like Fibonacci levels, you can use Fibonacci levels as well. So it's up to you. You don't have to trade the magnets we trade. And in fact, we have a custom level where you could just type in any level you want and you can make that your magnet. So besides all of the specific indicators and pivots that we programmed into the magnet, you can type your own level in and use a custom level and trade that way as well. And that's also, it makes it very powerful software because you can do whatever you want. And I'll say it one more time, magnets are always and forever. People are always going to look at high of day, previous high of day, fibs. They're just going to continue looking at these levels. So everybody, Anthony, thanks for having me today. I hope I explained it well enough for everyone that you're excited. You want to join us, www.gopro25.com. And I'd love to see you all in our trade room next week. So thanks a lot, Anthony.
Thank you, Lee. Thank you for that exciting look at news-based trading and the magnet strategy.